We were all busy with our own small lives. Didn't know what went on in secret. Didn't see the war coming. They said the war would be won within months. An adventure promising pride and honor. In the end, it would be 5 years. Years of torment and horror, like the world had never seen before. The Great War, that was supposed to end all wars, is over. While in secret, the seed is sown for the next war. But this time, we're vigilant and we'll fight.
Chose to start with this kind of tutorial where you're actually little kids. I was like, this is fascinating and amazing. So what was the inspiration behind Iron Harvest?
So the biggest gameplay-wise, the biggest inspiration are games like Company of Heroes, Dawn of War, and Warcraft 3. So it's more this classical RTS, and like gameplay-wise, the closest is probably Company of Heroes. If you remember that game where you have to take cover, you cannot just simply send your troops to the front line. You have to protect them and keep them alive because they are very precious and very expensive. So it's a very tactical and strategic RTS actually in the tutorial.
In the tutorial with snowballs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well,
no diesel.
In Iron Harvest. So, and the idea is that I don't want to spoil too much about the single player, of course, but the idea is that there is some kind of super weapon somehow someone has it, everyone wants it, and all the campaigns are actually trying to get to this point. The focus is not on the base building. You need a base to be able to build units, of course. That's where you get your mechs and your soldiers. However, the focus on the game will always be on the front line of the battlefield. So what actually happens is that you're trying to protect your resource points at all time. You're trying to push the enemy back and so on. And what's really interesting, maybe you saw it when your units died. Whenever you kill a human unit, they will drop their weapons. So let's say you are killing, I don't know, a flamethrower unit, then you can tell your engineers to pick up the flamethrowers and they upgrade to become flamethrower units. So a potentially weak unit becomes a potentially very strong unit. However, you then lose the engineers and become flamethrower. So this gives you a lot of independence and flexibility on the battlefield, which is pretty cool. So let's say the opponent is attacking you with tanks or something and you really need to get some cannons quickly to get them down, anti-tank cannons, then just try to pick up cannons if you're lucky enough to find them. And it's a weapon crate, so inside there will be a weapon, but there's also oil crates and iron crates. And if you go to the resource points, then you can capture them as well. In your HQ, the only building you have currently, you can also build basic units. So you could build another engineer, for example, so you have 3 units instead of 2. What is very important for you, I guess, is...
Hey, you! Did you just start your internship?
Welcome, intern.
And were destroyed by your coworkers!
Make me coffee.
Copy these papers.
Bad hair day alert.
Your supervisor probably just stole your lunch!
Thanks, intern.
And the problem is, you are too shy to say something!
I don't see coffee.
But don't worry, all you need is just one word. It's the word no!
Whoa!
You work late today. No!
Whoa! Be nice to our supervisor.
Clean the coffee maker.
No.
Go, buddy.
No.
All right.
Yes, you learned well.
Big leg.
Hey, keep it down.
Hey, let's go. Okay, you can.
No.
What is this madness? Your outfit is bad. Oh, you're being weird. Stop clapping. Hey, what are you doing?
No.
I was just projecting.
That and I was like, oh my god, we gotta check this game out. So we finally got our hands on it. Alex is gonna play through it. It's hilarious. You have to talk about like how you came up with this idea. Yeah, the social interaction aspect of it is really, really interesting, and I like how you layered it. Like at first
we noticed like, oh, this makes so much sense that we want to make this game. We want to be better at saying no, and it's not like that we didn't have bad internships or something like that.
Yeah.
The office environment is just the setting of this game.
Yeah.
But a lot about the game is just about, things where you would. I personally think, for example, if I get invited to a party of a good friend and I just don't want to go, but I still go.
Yeah.
Want that?
No.
Exactly. No. But wait, there's more. Before destroying jerks with a juicy no, confuse them like heck
Juicy.
by laughing at them.
I love this
Hold
part.
this button to laugh at this
That's my channel.
degenerate.
I like say no to this jerk.
No. Whoa.
I need some
No.
help.
Did you see my new lunchbox?
No.
Excuse me? What did you say? What?
He busted a combo on his face.
You are just an intern. Fire that intern supervisor.
No.
I actually will voice a lot of characters, but we casted a couple more 8 levels.
Well, we are not going to spoil the end of this demo.
Find out about it and see what they like, and this demo has never been shown outside of a convention floor, so this is pretty nerve-wracking but also exciting.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I remember like when we were working with you guys to showcase it last year, we were trying to get you on the stream and you were like not yet, but so it's cool to actually be able to showcase it. So tell us a bit about the game.
So
one of the first 2 personas, and then also it reminded me just the idea of the weapons having kind of their own personality was Disgaea, just a little bit, but it's interesting that you have that aspect that each one of these characters is a weapon,
Hopefully there's a good range of different kinds of personalities and different kinds of swords, and then there'll be something for everybody, I hope.
So
there's 4 guys and 2 women and 2 non-binary people.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And then a cat.
Oh, really? I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, he's little brass knuckles.
Nice.
We got a
animation's
transformation
great.
sequence.
It's so sick.
Yeah, this is Tawar. He's going back to his human form to flirt better. The DLC as well, but there's 12 floors you have to fight through, and if you make it through 4 floors, you'll earn an elevator. You'll unlock an elevator so you can skip through the first 4 floors.
Okay, cool.
Announce a date by now, but we're doing our best. We want the game to be really good. That's what we really want. We want all of this to be as good as it can be before it gets out into everyone's hands.
And
I
you
think our
guys
Kickstarter backers have really high expectations. So.
This makes sense. You guys killed it with your Kickstarter, which is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was really fun. I wonder what that's about.
Get some more.
$5 in there.
Some rando stuff.
Whoa, what's gonna happen?
Ooh.
Mysterious. Uh-oh.
Ooh. Secret area.
You found a secret.
That was pretty dope.
Who are these
These
guys?
monsters are just hanging out. What are they doing?
So how do we find out more about the game? Is a demo coming out soon? Are you gonna release a demo or no?
Not immediately.
Okay.
We're probably going to wait on the demo for a little bit longer to release it to everybody. But
Cool.
you can wishlist the game on Steam. You can subscribe to our newsletter. If you go to boyfrienddungeon.com, you can read more about it.
About to be on level 1 of a demo. I have some work to do after this.
But I learned how to jump, do a vertical wall jump, which is great. Now I'm going to use
Bingo.
that tool, for the rest of my
Ideally
game.
though, I teach you to do that without a fire that's going to kill you right there and just wrecking
Oh,
you.
he's dead.
Yeah, so because it's a roguelike, anytime you fall in lava or touch a spike or anything like that, we're just going to do a little bit of damage to you and set you back instead of like straight up killing you. There are optional difficulty toggles, of course, that let you turn on auto kill spikes, but like pretty unfriendly for a game like this where we expect you to get through on one shot.
Let's go down.
There you go.
Ooh.
So how's the
of
game
course
laid
you-
out as far as progression?
That is an awesome question.
Important. That's really awesome that you did that.
Yeah, we want the game, so obviously at the top end, like with this kind of game, hey, a revive capsule. Hey, it's good to know those work in the demo. Free testing, yay!
Hey, I'm back.
Oh man, that was convenient. Yeah, we gotta make sure that while the game needs to be properly challenging at the top end, like if you grew up with these kind of games, you want the super spicy, intense, like perfect platforming that the sort of harder top end of these games really can afford. Hey, box. Hey, some health and some money.
I got
Nice.
items.
Can he teleport
Got some
down to
stuff.
me?
Yeah, so that don't do it on a fire.
Yeah.
Try it. Go down that. Yeah, there you go. So it should work pretty much anywhere.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right,
How
you're
big
gonna
is-
come up on this chase section again?
Oh, okay, yeah. So we know that we don't want to get hit by the wolf spikes.
Oops.
Don't want to get hit by spikes. Well,
Fire.
Flame.
Dash it out.
No, I
Run.
want to kill. Oh, look at that! Look
Everything's
at my
fine.
skills on.
Nothing is broken. Huh?
That's.
I thought my.
All right,
So can you tell us a little bit about like how System Shock like came to be, this version of it?
This version of it. Okay, so Night Dive started at the beginning of 2012. with the re-release of System Shock 2, which up to that point had not seen a digital re-release of any kind. And the success of that is kind of what catapulted Night Dive into the business of going out and finding other IP and other games to resurrect.
Oh, cool.
And System Shock was just one of those games that once we had the rights to it, we knew was kind of owed a remaster or a re-release of some kind, because as good as it was back in 1994, it was very obtuse. The control scheme was kind of notoriously difficult to master. 3D was still kind of on the cusp of widespread use in the industry. It was up against games like Doom, so it just didn't really have the chance to really breathe and to show what it had done. It started off as a Kickstarter, something as simple as mouse look. Does wonders for it. The original didn't have that. It's kind of hard to explain, but you had to kind of click and drag the screen around to move the viewport. And we've since added mouse look into the original. But this game is going to play very much like a contemporary first-person shooter. We're going to add in tutorial tooltips to help people along the way so they understand what these implants do that you're installing now.
And this is really beautiful in terms of how it looks, not only but gameplay too.
In some way, artistically. And one of the first things we did was actually brought on the original concept artist and main artist from the original System Shock to re-envision all the environments, all the enemies, all the weapons, pretty much everything. And so we've not only got to see his evolution as an artist over the last 20 years, but also exactly how System Shock would look today if it were updated. So this is as true to a new realization of that as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to pick up that ammo.
Getting really sucked into this game now.
Yeah, I just kind of want to let the ambience roll through. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't mind watching. It's always a thrill to see somebody play it for the first time.
Yeah, it was so hard to play back in the day. I wasn't primarily a PC gamer. I had a Mac, but it was one of those games where you're like, because Deus Ex for me was one of my favorite games, and
really implemented full controller support yet. Like, it seems like you're getting by.
Yeah. Sort of.
But when the game does come out on PlayStation and Xbox and games that are
Year 2072.
Ooh. And this is the original audio, right? From
Level 2 contains
yes, so right now all the audio logs and Shodan's audio is from the original game, and that's purely temporary.
Okay. It is fun to hear the old stuff.
I remember playing this, and those dudes creeped me the hell out.
Yeah.
But we're still a little ways off from that, so we'll see. But that is the plan.
That makes sense. You don't have a release yet, or do you have one?
It's to be decided.
Makes sense.
When it's done. I mean, we're kind of at that stage right now where we've invested so much time.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dead.
Dead, son.
I can deal with this.
Oh, maybe.
No.
You got deaded.
Far from here, beyond the furthest star, a cataclysm threatens an entire planet. But light shines through the smallest of cracks. from here, in the path of destruction. No one survives alone.
Oh. Ooh.
It's cool.
I hit continue.
We're gonna play in a continued state. It's gonna be great.
Well, I can let you.
The voice inside the Trebum's memory.
Maybe
You're the big. Yeah, start. Go to the main menu and maybe start from the beginning.
Okay, let's do that.
That is going to show the
new game. Cool,
It's,
awesome. Yeah, just walk us through it. The gameplay and what's going on.
So it's definitely a different game. It's a game about these little creatures which are being introduced here in this intro cinematic, which are the Trebum. The Trebum are directly inspired by Qbert. This funny little head creatures with a trunk and two legs, very similar, but they have this ability to mutate and eat things in the environment and transform. So you're a family of these little creatures that are born in this alien world. As you see, as soon as you exit the intro cinematic, you start right there right in front of the cylinder, and they're tossed. You appear in this very hostile alien world, and it's a survival game, but not a survival game. It's an adventure game, but not an adventure game. It's really something that's quite different. People have been comparing it to Spore, but really nothing like Spore at all. It's not. Maybe the looks of some of the creature designs and stuff like that, but it's its own thing.
Yeah, this feels really unique.
It's very intuitive, like how you have to combine different elements,
run
things that you have to.
If you look backwards, you start and immediately you have this massive cylinder that's crushing the whole world. You don't know what's going on. And one of the big difficulties we've had with the project is definitely the technical aspect is pretty big in this project, because we have things that the creature starts. And as you'll see, you get these kind of weird grasshoppers, and they drop this little egg there. And if you eat it and choose it, you'll notice one of the main features of the game. Right now, our little friend is eating that piece, and boop, you grow these grasshopper legs, which allow you to sort of jump out of the ditch and sort of start exploring and playing. Try going there and eat. Yeah, exactly. If you go out and eat it, you'll notice that you'll acquire another mutation. The mutations stack on each other. Not all of them, but now you have a big body, so this allows you to have a big. They just wander around there. Those are.
Those roll on.
There's an elder over there, which is gonna introduce you to one of the aspects.
I like the roll.
You can roll.
It's so dope.
Yeah, we made Rock of Ages.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. It's like reminiscent.
We like rolling, so.
That's cool.
Surrounded by this light, the Trebum knew.
So as I was saying, there's different biomes with totally different types of environments, and there's different creatures that you'll encounter. They range in scale and size, and some are predators, some are herbivores, some are very dangerous, some are not dangerous at all. We're trying to make this kind of ecosystem in which the player gets to explore. But what makes it unique also is the aspect of how progression goes on with the cylinders sort of forcing you to move forward, and we have to sort of build the world as you move forward. So it's this red glow, and it really catches a lot of speed. I mean, it goes really, really fast. So you're basically racing your way for your life, and with all these little creatures, you have to really, really run away.
Oh, look at that guy.
Yeah, that's we call him the Chomper.
Yeah, you should stand there and let him eat you, Alex.
I have to stay on the blue.
Oh,
I've got to stop the cylinder, right?
Stop it up. There we go.
So there you're safe, and you can.
I was scared. I thought Chomper was gonna smash you while you were stopping it.
Exactly. You can eat one of them. So not all ingredients give you a mutation. Some of them do, some of them don't. There's a reason for that. There's So this is a temporary mutation, but later you can make it permanent. But now you have one over there who's in his little home.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, just, if you stand there, it's gonna work.
Okay.
There it is.
Cool.
So it's heating the egg, and that would allow you to get another little friendly little trap. You can actually name them.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
I hope Justin doesn't get eaten.
I look extra confused. That's me.
The confused trouble.
Yeah.
Beneath this colossal creature, there's a sort of entry to a interior, one of what we call the Elder Caves, because there's basically these indoor environments where you can box-shaped statue, and you're getting introduced to this strange ingredient. So it's you hold.
Oh, cool. And they join in.
And they join in, the Elder.
Inside the cave, the Trebhum found a living.
So the game is.
It had been waiting in this chamber.
Since you're in this kind of alien world, at the beginning we didn't have the narrator in the game. That's something that came later during. This game has been a lot of experimentation. If you looked at the original design document, there's the core concept of the game is there, but we started seeing what things worked and what things didn't work through a process of discovery, because it's very different to anything else that we've ever done or